And all right, we are recording and on Facebook Live. So welcome again, everyone. This morning, I have Betty Jo joining me. She's also a Michigan Tech student. She'll be showing some of the variations that we offer throughout our workout today for some of the different exercises. So again, you'll just need a yoga mat if you like to have that to be on the ground for some of our core work later on, and some water would be kind of the main two things to go and get. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and start with our warm-up. So as everyone's gathering their materials, the rest of us can begin walking. So you can walk in place, you can walk around. Don't be afraid to get your arms involved. All right, now that we've had a minute or so to walk around, we'll move into some of our stretching. So we're gonna start with some hip stretches. We've done these before, but as a reminder, we're going to do some opening and closing stretches. So you'll balance on one leg, bring your knee up to your chest, and open your hip out to the side. And then go ahead and switch legs. And these don't have to be fast. All right, and now we're gonna switch and we're gonna close it. So we're gonna start out to the side, and bring it back to the center. Very nice. Now go ahead and put your foot out in front of you with your toes pointed up. And we're gonna stretch our calves and the back of our legs. So bend down, reach for your toes. Try and touch them. If you can't, that's totally fine. You should feel this stretch along the back of your leg. And go ahead and switch legs. So now we're pointing the other toes towards the ceiling and reaching for them. If you can only get to your shin, that's totally fine. If you can reach all the way to the ground, whatever is comfortable for you. All right, now we're gonna move into some quad stretches. So bring your foot back behind your body and grab it, bending at the knee. And this is another one that's a little tricky to balance during sometimes. So you can be close to a wall if you need something to hold on to steady yourself. Or sometimes just looking at something that's stationary is enough to overcome some of the wobbly. All right, go ahead and switch legs. And this is a gentle pull. You should feel this stretch along the front of your leg or your quad. All right, and our last stretch for this morning is going to be some arm circles. So go ahead and we'll start with big arm circles forward, nice and slow. And you can start to make them a little smaller, like you're tracing a spiral with your fingertips. All right, and we will switch directions. So now instead of going forward, we're going to go backwards. Again, start big and slow. And start making spirals so that your circles get a little bit smaller on every loop. All right, nice job. Go ahead and shake it out if you need to. And we are going to move right into our more cardio intensive set. So when you're ready, go ahead and join us, but we're going to start with some high knees. So that's kind of at a jogging pace, or it can be a little slower. And you're bringing your knees up as far as you can to your chest. At a pace that's comfortable for you. And you can use your arms, get those involved. All right, and now we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to do butt kicks. So instead of bringing our knees forward, we're going to kick our heel back. And again, this is at a speed that's comfortable for you. All right, after this, we're going to move into some jump rope. So I don't have a jump rope, and you probably don't as well. But we can do little hops, and we can pretend. All right, great job. And 3, 2, 1, we're going to transition and move into some side shuffles. So we've done these before, but get nice and low, kind of in a squat, and you're going to shuffle back and forth. All right, once more to each side, and we're gonna jog it out. All right, then go ahead and begin your jog. You can jog in place. You can jog in circles. Or back and forth. All right, 30 more seconds of jogging, you've got it. All right, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and rest. Grab a sip of water if you need to. We aren't going to take a super long break here. We're going to go back to the beginning of our exercise set, and we're going to go back into our high knees. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and join in. If doing them slower is too easy, you can pick up the pace. Whatever speed is comfortable for you. All right, great job with these. Let's transition into our butt kicks. So now our feet are going back behind us. Again, you can do this at a faster speed, like Betty Jo is showing, or whatever speed is most comfortable for you. All right, 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna move into our jump rope. So again, pretend you have one, and just little jumps. All right, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and back forward for some side shuffles. So down into a squat position, and we're trying to hold it here. So watch your shoulders stay in about the same line. Just back and forth. All right, 1 more to each side. We're gonna jog it out. All right, go ahead and move into your jog. If you need to walk, that's also fine. You're perfectly welcome to walk out and jog at whatever pace is comfortable for you. All right, 30 seconds left of jogging. Feel free to pick up the pace in these last 30 seconds if you want a little bit of a push at the end. All right, 5, 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and rest. Grab some water if you need to. Take it out. Great job, everyone. We only have one more rep through all of that. We'll give everyone 10 more seconds or so. All right. And go ahead and get started with your high knees once you're ready. Again, don't be afraid to use your arms to kind of help drive them up. The slower version of this that I'm demonstrating is more often called a march, actually, than high knees. High knees is usually the faster one. All right, 5 more seconds and we'll transition to butt kicks. 2, 1, and switch. So now instead of forward, we're going backwards. Again, these can be done at a faster pace or a slower pace, whatever is best for you. All right, we've only got 10 more seconds or so of these. And then we move into our jump rope in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and switch. So now we're jump roping with imaginary jump ropes. Good job, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and stop. And we're into our side shuffles. So down nice and low, use those legs and shuffle back and forth. Trying again to keep your shoulders along the same line. This is where it's easy to have a video camera on because you can actually watch yourself. Or some feedback. All right, 1 more to each side, and then go ahead and jog it out. All right, nice job. Again, start with a slower jog, and we'll try and pick up the pace for our last 30 seconds or so. Great job, everyone. All right, we're into our last 30 seconds. So if you want an extra push, go ahead and pick up the pace. And 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we're done. We'll take a little bit longer break this time. Grab some water. Great job so far, everyone. And our next bit of strength training will be either standing or lying down. So if you prefer to do the lying down variations, which are actually going to be a little bit harder, you can go ahead and roll out your mat, or you can join me for the standing variations. Take time to reposition if you need to. This is also the time where you might want a weight. You really only need it for one of the exercises, but I have some water bottles. All right. And it looks like we're in position as far as I can tell. So we're going to start with some hip exercises. So the first ones will be bringing our hips away from our body. So these require a little bit of balance. If you're standing, if you're on the floor, you can go ahead and lay all the way down on your side. But all we're going to do is we're going to take one of our legs and we're going to lift it and try and keep our balance and just raise it and lower it.
Yep, and then I'm doing the laying down variation. So for this, it'll just be kind of opposing gravity. So, yeah.
And when you're ready to join, go ahead. We're going to do 8 to 10 reps here. So count on your own and then go ahead and switch legs. Yep, and if you're lying down, you have to flip over or spin around so that you can get the other leg in the air. All right. Once we're wrapped up with these, we're going to move into forward leg raises. So if you're standing, now it's going to be bringing your leg out in front of you and back down. Again, aim for 8 to 10 reps, or 8 to 12, sorry. And then go ahead and switch sides.
If you're doing a laying down version, just same thing, just raise your leg.
And it's more challenging too if you don't set your foot all the way down. As you switch, make sure that you're controlling your leg through this entire motion. Don't bring it up and then plop it back down. Really focus on both raising and lowering the leg. right. Once we're wrapped up with our sets in those, we'll give everyone a couple more seconds since it looks like we're still finishing up. But then we're gonna go and we're gonna do backwards leg raises. So if you're on the floor, you're laying on your stomach now, and we're starting with our foot back, and just pick it up behind you. This one, usually you can't actually lift as far. That's okay, you're still using the muscles.
And then here's the laying down variation for those who might not be able to see it, but yeah.
And again, switch legs once you hit 8 to 12 reps. All right, our last leg exercise is going to be a trickier one actually if you're standing up than if you're laying down. But for this one, we're going to balance on one leg. So pick either way. This is where you can use your weights if you want a little bit of added resistance. But all we're gonna do is we're gonna hinge at the hips and try and lower our body into a T. And really focus when you pull it back up.
And then on the ground, I'll be showing a single leg bridge. So just have one leg on the ground, have the other one up, and then just raise your pelvis.
And again, 8 to 12 of these, and go ahead and switch sides. All right, once you're done with those, we're gonna circle back to the top. So grab a drink of water if you need it quick, or shake your legs out. But we're moving back into our side hip raises. So for those of us standing, try and keep your torso as straight as possible and just hinge at the leg. I know it's hard, sometimes you need to counter a little bit to maintain your balance. But again, we're aiming for 8 to 10 reps. It will help if you engage your core. And again, that trick of focusing on something that's not moving can really help some people. And once you're done with your 8 to 10, go ahead and switch legs. Remember, we're controlling it through the whole motion and not just letting our leg drop once we get to the top. Great job. As we're wrapping up, I'm just going to remind everyone what our next exercise is. This is the front or the forward leg raise. So now we're taking our leg and we're lifting it out in front of our body. Again, trying to keep our torso nice and stable. Avoid bending forward or bending back as much as you can. Really engage your core through this motion. And when you're ready, go ahead and start your 8 to 12. As we switch, again, remember, we're not dropping our leg. You know, it's very easy to control it the whole way down through the motion. And you should feel this kind of in your hip flexor region, so in the front of your hip. Definitely like higher than it would feel if it was in your quad. If that makes sense. All right. Nice job. Again, as we wrap these up, I'll remind us what we're moving into next. So go ahead and finish up your reps, and then move into backwards leg raises. So again, keeping the trunk nice and stable, and we're just gonna pick up our foot back behind us. Again, a nice way to add to this challenge is to not set your foot down in between reps. That gives you a break. But again, if it's a little challenging, and maybe you just need to take a break after 5 reps, it's totally fine to put your foot down. Or if you start to lose balance, definitely put your foot down. All right, once you're done with the reps on that side, go ahead and switch. Again, nice and steady torso. Trying to balance at the same time if we're standing. If we're laying down, the balance aspect is removed. But then you have gravity resisting your motion a little bit more. So it's just challenging in a different way. It's a nice variation though, if you want to focus more on the actual strengthening part of this, less on all the balance it requires. But they go hand in hand.
I can actually see the old ones, but we have to like.
All right, as we wrap that up, you can do this next exercise with or without weights for the standing one, but go ahead and grab your weights if you want them. And we're gonna move into our T's. Again, 8 to 10. These are hard, so don't feel like you have to get all the way to 12. And switch legs when you're ready.
Oh, no, yesterday, I said that we also have our regular meetings. I started to look through it. Change your daily symptom monitoring on the not go.
All right. Great job, everyone. Shake it out. And then our last working set is all going to be on the floor with some ab work. So those of you that stayed standing, go ahead and take a second to reposition. All right, and we're going to start on our stomachs this time with the Superman. So that's where from your stomach, you're going to put your arms out above your head, stretch your legs out, and then one rep would be lifting both your arms and your legs. So when everyone's ready, we're going to go ahead and do 30 seconds of these, beginning now. When you're at the top, try and hold it for 3 to 5 seconds, and then you can lower your body parts.
And then if you guys want like an additional challenge, you can try and keep up the whole time, like keep both your limbs off, or all your limbs off, but whichever's best for you.
5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Next, we're going to move into planks. And this time, for those of us that don't have wrist problems, if you have wrist problems, this might be too much. But we're going to try and do up and down planks. So as we're holding our plank, we can start on our forearms. We're going to use our hands to push up and then walk back down. Does that make sense to everyone? All right, we'll begin in 3, 2, and 1. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. For our next set, we're just going to do side planks, so nothing super complicated. But go ahead and switch so that you're on your side. And these can be done either on your knees or with your feet extended. Either option is fine. So we'll go ahead and get started in about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and lift. Don't forget to breathe as we're doing these static exercises. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Go ahead and flip over so we can do the other side. And we'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great job. Our last ab exercise is going to be on our butts. And we call these in and out. So kind of like we're doing a Russian twist like we did last week. Instead of that though, we're going to be basically rowing our feet back into our body. So you can do it with your heels raised. Or if you want a little bit easier version, you can leave your heels on the ground and just pull them in and out. So we'll do 30 seconds of these, starting in 5, 3, 2, 1, and go ahead. Great job. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and take a break. And we're going to switch back over to our stomachs for our second repetition through. This time, if you held the Superman the whole time, try the lift. And if you lifted the whole time, try and hold it for the 30 seconds. We'll go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. Great job. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Good job. We'll take a rest for a couple seconds, and then we have our up and down planks. If it bothers your wrists to be out like this, it kind of bothers mine. You can try and do it with fists instead. It keeps the wrist a little bit more in line, so it can be a little less stressful. So you would go down and up to your fist. All right, we'll get started with these in 5, 4, 3, 2, and go.
That's like more of a saying. That work. There's so much.
5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Let's transition into our side planks. Either side you want to start on. We'll get started in about 5 seconds. So go ahead and get in position. 3, 2, and up. Great job. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Go ahead and
All right,
skip
I
over.
have to head. Oh, sorry, I have to head to class. So everyone who's on, thank you for coming and have a good day. Thank you for having me, Ari.
Yep, thanks for helping, Betty Jo.
Yeah,
That's
no
okay.
problem. Have a good one.
The cat's gonna step in. All right, everyone left. In 5 seconds, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hold our planks to 3, 2, 1, and up. All right, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, our last exercise is going to be our in and out. So we're onto our butts for this one, just like we do in a Russian twist. And in 10 seconds, we'll go ahead and get started. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go ahead. Again, trying to control the motion through the whole thing. Ten more seconds. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, everyone. We are done on the floor, and we're gonna move in to our cool down. So go ahead and work your way back up. And we're gonna start with just some walking. So go ahead and walk in place, walk around the room. Just stretch everything out since we just laid on the floor. Get a little more still. Great job today, everyone, and thanks for joining me on this kind of snowy Thursday morning. It was snowing when we started and kind of faded off since then. A reminder, our next workout is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. is yoga. It seems to be a very popular offering from our Up and Moving team. All right, we're gonna move into our hip stretches. So again, we're gonna start with opening the door. So knee up to your chest and out to the side. Just nice and slow. All right, let's transition into closing the door. So now we're gonna start on the outside and bring our knee back to the center. All right, let's move into our calf stretch. The toes up towards the ceiling and bend forward, reaching for those toes. Feel a nice stretch in the back of your legs. Go ahead and switch. Other foot now, toes up towards the ceiling. All right, let's move into our arm circles. So come back to standing, nice and slow. And we'll start with arm circles forwards. Again, swirling so that we're making smaller circles with every pass. And switch, go backwards. Again, making smaller circles. All right, go ahead and shake out the arms, shake out the legs. A couple more reminders before you guys log off today. All of these recordings are available afterwards on our site, upandmoving.org. And we always welcome you to bring a friend and share this with the other people in your life that might benefit from a program like this. I will stay on if you have any burning questions. Let me go ahead and stop the recording and our live stream.